What's up, guys? Welcome to Food for Thought. In this video today, I'm going to show you 5 quick tips how to clean and care for your cast iron skillet. Coming up. Alright guys, tip number 1. Never soak your cast iron skillet in water because iron is prone to rusting, and what rusting does, it begins to destroy the metal and you won't have a good cast iron. Tip number 2, you can always clean your cast iron with soap, such as Dawn or some kind of cheap soap for dishes. Soap is not going to hurt your cast iron skillet. I know people say, why did you use soap on my cast iron skillet? It's fine. Soap is a gentle chemical and it won't hurt it at all. But after you're done washing it with soap, make sure you dry it immediately, because if you don't dry it, it will still rust because it still has moisture on it, and that moisture sits there and it will rust, and then your cast iron will be all rusty, and then you have to go through another process of taking care of your cast iron, getting the rust off, and so on. Alright guys, tip number 4, you want to make sure you coat your cast iron with a thin layer of vegetable oil just to make sure that it doesn't rust after you already dried it. Some of that moisture can still linger around and still cause it to rust. Tip number 5 guys, go ahead and set your oven to 350 degrees, and then you're going to throw your cast irons in there after you already oiled it up, and then you're going to let it sit for a good 30 minutes to an hour. And what this process does, it allows the oil in there to cook the iron, and what happens is you create this layer of oil that begins to almost make your cast iron non-stick. But if this process is repeated 3-4 times, it will get a good layer on there and it will just be almost as non-stick. Some of you guys probably already know that, but when you take care of your cast iron, it's going to take care of your food, and it's going to be a wonderful thing to work with. I love working with cast iron skillets. It's a process of just taking care of them after you're done using it, but it treats your food well. You treat it well, it will treat you well. If you have a new cast iron or your cast iron's not up to speed, go ahead and take 1 or half a cup of salt and rub it down just to remove all those impurities and the dust, and then go ahead and dry it, remove all that salt, take a thin layer of vegetable oil, coat it again, and then crank your oven up to 450 degrees, and then leave it in there for 30 minutes to an hour. And then you can repeat this process 3 times or more, however much you want to do it. And then what it's going to do, it's going to begin to build those layers of oil. We call it seasoning your cast iron skillet, and then eventually it will get to the point where it becomes as if it's non-stick. So you don't need to go to the store and grab yourself a non-stick pan. You can just cook in your cast iron. If you take good care of it, it will be your nice non-stick pan that you can use universal for anything, making eggs, omelets, pan searing, steak, whatever you want. Alright guys, I really hope that this video was helpful for you, and if you like it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. If you happen to just treat your cast iron the way I just showed you, please let me know, leave some comments in the comment section, and go ahead and follow us on Instagram. Guys, remember your purpose: faith, family, food. God bless.